Dana, any update on Matthew Golden?
No, not yet. I mean, we hadn't seen him yet.
What I mean, was it on the catch or
It was on the catch. It's a foot. Okay, so nothing's broke. So it's going to be a day-to-day deal. How sore is he going to be? I don't know, honestly. So it's not good news. It's not broke, right? So they went in and did X-rays, and he came back out and actually ran around a little bit and tried to go, and just couldn't, right? So feet are tricky like that. They get kind of shifted around and stuff. So it's not surgical. It's not long term. So we're gonna hope for the best. That's why at halftime I went in there and challenged the O line and the running backs, tight ends, quarterbacks, because both Sam and Golden were in the training room. Sam had a shoulder AC joint that they were working on, and I didn't think he was gonna come out, and I was proud of how he came out and fought through that. So he should be fine. We'll get Manjack back this week. He'll be fine, and we'll hope for the best with Carnes. I thought Boogie Johnson went in there and made a couple of plays. He's got to keep coming on. He had a chance to make a big third down catch. There in the fourth quarter, and he's got to make that catch. This is it's football. It happens everywhere at every level. We talk about it all the time. When guys go down, you need quality people to go in and perform if you want to compete and win. So for the most part, I thought we did that, and then we did run the ball better in the second half. Tony Mathis came in and sparked us, got him going a little bit. Parker had a couple of runs, and then I thought Donovan willed us to win towards the end of that, so to speak. So we'll see where we're at here. We meet at 1:15 and practice at 3:15. Yeah, he wasn't available last week. Same thing, lower back, nothing surgical, and we all know how backs are. All us old fat guys get it and all that, but he'll be out there today. Hopefully we get him back as well.
Coach, the change in approach this week, short yardage stuff, was that more opponent related? Something you guys saw that you felt you could be more successful with Donnie under center in that situation?
Yeah, the Q snake. I mean, we felt like we could do it against these guys. Okay, they they're long, but they weren't massive inside, right? So that's just going to be a week-to-week deal. I mean, we got a 6'5" quarterback and a 6th-year center, two big guards, so if we like the matchup, we'll do it. If we don't like the matchup, then we're not going to do it. You're going to have to get creative if those guys look like what Texas and Kansas State's guys look like.
Traylon Payne had a pretty big game coming in for Jamal Morris. What are your thoughts on him?
Super proud of Traylon. He got a chance. He finally got a chance. He had a good week of practice. We needed him to go in. Both Malik and Jamal, older guys, kind of got wore out a little bit. So he had an opportunity, and, young guys, he's in his second year here. Wish we could have redshirted him last year. He didn't go through spring because of the shoulder. So hung in there and had an opportunity and made the most of his opportunity. I'm super proud of him. He played well. He got a sack and a half and looked good blitzing through those A gaps and got there and got the quarterback on the ground twice. Once with Caesar and the other by himself, which was an incredible fourth down play to end that drive. Looked good in coverage and tackled well. So. He showed promise of what we thought he could be. He's shown flashes in practice to where he's a good player. He's not very big. He's 190 some pounds, and that's tough to see if you can hold up and how you fit on backers and stuff. And, this was a zone game, sideline to sideline, and he's good at that. When they're bigger and they're gap schemes and they're coming at him, he can get thrown around a little bit because of his weight. He needs to continue to, add weight and work on his body, which over the course of the next couple of years should happen just based on maturity. But that was a game that he could go in and be successful, and he took a step in the right direction.
And your kicking game, over 40 yards, has struggled. Does that change your philosophy of going for it more, perhaps?
Yeah, it does. Jack's been consistent inside the 40. He's been inconsistent outside the 40. That's just what it's what the results are. And this is a results-driven business as far as how you make decisions. So, that 30 to 40 yard mark, we're going to probably be a little bit more aggressive due to the fact, but at the end of the day, the situation that we're in that situation, you got to execute that kick. That's a high pressure situation, obviously kickers are human beings and pressure is a real thing. I think he's been consistent, from inside the 40. He gets incredible lift on the ball. He made that kick against Texas 2 weeks ago. And we had a lot of pressure coming at him, and he drilled it. So I know he's capable of doing it. We got confidence in Jack. He's got his practice percentages are off the charts. Got a strong leg. Had a bad kick. He got to overcome it and come to work here today to try to get better.
With Donovan, he's had a couple of seasons where he started about half a season each time. This time, is there any difference how he plays with the experience in a 7th game, an 8th game, a 9th game of a season?
Yeah, he's the same guy, man. I said this. He's Mr. Consistency out there. And he's even keel. Nothing gets him down. He threw a pick on that second drive, which was a bad pick, and we got on him about it because that's a critical error. That's costing us points right there. And he's the same guy the next drive, same guy the next week, same guy game to game. I'm excited about Donovan and his progress and his leadership and his determination to get things done however he needs to get things done. I think that's the best he's looked, getting out of the pocket and throwing some things on some scramble drills. That's the best he's looked. Made a huge pass to Carnes twice, getting out of the pocket, and then a huge one to Tony Mathis for a touchdown. Keeping it alive with his feet and then getting his first downs in the run game as well. So, he played good. That first one was bad, but the rest of the game he played really good.
You've had this game and
this is game 9, so I'm excited to watch him game 10. You're right, though. He's never been the guy for the whole year, and that's why he came here, and he's got confidence, and he's getting better each week.
You've had a couple of games that have gone down like this one late, all sorts of intensity and craziness. Is this a typical college football season to you, or is it even more heightened what's happened this year?
No, it's typical. It's Big 12 football. It's every week. Get ready. We've been talking about it for a long time. This one's going to be the same thing this week. Cincinnati coming to town can say, well, they're 2-7. Well, it doesn't matter what the record is. They're dealing with transition. They're dealing with Big 12 transition, and they're dealing with coaching transition. That's tough, But you look at their video, and they play hard. Their effort's good. They're talented. This is the same program that won 12 games, 4 years in a row or whatever it is. So they have kids on their team that are extremely talented and play hard and are used to winning, So we'll get their best with this game. We talked a lot. Ryan, you asked this question last week about, the game making sense, I asked Caesar, I was like, man, you were a little different in pregame. And during the game, he's like, Coach, he goes, I've been watching Baylor my whole life. I couldn't wait to play against these guys. How many grew up watching Kansas State? You know what I'm saying? So that had come over the course of time. Well, this good news. This game makes sense because we've played Cincinnati a lot. I think this is the 29th game, which surprised me when I looked this up, that Houston and Cincinnati have played each other. It goes back to the 50s and stuff for a variety of reasons, just on and off, nothing really consistent other than the last 7 years. We didn't play them last year. 2 years ago, conference championship game for a trophy. They were exceptional. We all, CFP, You know, in 2 games prior to that, so we've played them 3 times, and they've wore us out 3 times. So this game makes sense, and we're excited about playing Cincinnati Saturday night.
Dana, the play that AJ made on that could have been a touchdown. That hit to sort of bobble the ball and get
Oh
a
yeah,
review.
incredible play. Yep.
I mean, he's got a knack for big hits or being around the ball a lot. But that play, does that sort of sum up who this guy is? What we saw
Yeah,
him?
that's a game-changing play. You know, he's getting better. He's a quiet kid, but he plays with passion and thump. It was a great throw, and that kid made a great catch. You know, he caught it and then got hit and bobbled it and was out of bounds. You know, so replay got it right. Was thankful for replay. Positive towards Big 12 replay. They got it right. But that was AJ. You know, Zay was right there. You know, he's looking back, and he just he misses it. It's good coverage. But the safety over the top, getting there and thumping that thing was, a game-changing play. It took 7 points off the board, and then they missed the field goal. So 7-0 at halftime as opposed to 7-7 is a big deal. Safeties, Antonio Brooks played his best game since he's been here. He had 7 solo tackles. He was downhill and was getting the ball on the ground with intensity. So that's the best he's looked. That gets me excited. Hip's playing the best defense that he's played since I've been here, since he's been here. So we're improving. I think that's what I look at as far as just, being competitive with the schedule that we're playing, being competitive, but also improving, continuously improving, so where we can be competitive in the next ones.
On Hip, was it hard early on to try to figure out how you wanted to get him in or how you wanted to use him because, with the transition and stuff?
Yeah, he's played a lot of different spots. He's played boundary safety. He's played nickel. He's played, we moved him to backer, to see what that looked like. And, we've done a lot of different things when we played the whole coverage. The initial thought is AJ right there because he did it at New Mexico. But then when you rep both of them, AJ's probably a little bit better in the boundary. And Hip's better at that whole player. I mean, he comes downhill and keeps it in front of it and sees it. Anybody on our team that's going to attack it harder and quicker than him. So, being able to do some different things defensively has got him more involved, and that fits his skill set better than what we've been doing with them. So, proud of all 3 of those guys because, we switched this up a couple weeks ago and started putting them in some different spots. They're coming off their best game.
Did you get to hear any more on that penalty in overtime? Was that Cedric on the PAT?
I haven't got back. They haven't got back to me on that one. So I don't know who they called it. So the rule is you can't jump. You can't hit the center. I mean, you can't line up over the center. So Hip jumps the A gap and got through clean. Okay. Caesar hit the C gap and got through clean, and Ced's just kind of standing there in the middle, really not doing anything. So I don't know who they called it on. My suspicion is they called it on Hip as shooting the A gap. If you shoot the A gap and you push off on the snapper or the guard, then that's a penalty, but he didn't do that. So we sent it in. I haven't got back.
And as far as Cincinnati, looking at them with the run game, they've got those 2 backs back there. Seems like every Big 12 running back that's got a lot of yards you face this year. Is that sort of just another challenge with them?
Yeah, most definitely. Cincinnati has had a pretty good run of backs. Obviously, they got a couple in the NFL right now. But, they're number 6 in the NCAA in rushing offense. We just faced Kansas State, who's number 3. But we did okay in the run game against them. We obviously didn't do okay with anything. But, number 21 in time of possession, number 23 in total offense. They're running the ball effectively. The two backs are good. The quarterback gets involved. You know, the sixth-year starter, Emory Jones, I can't believe he's still playing. But, you know, athletic, you know, they're good up front. You know, they got good people. You know, they're averaging 279 yards a game passing too. They got 3 transfer receivers that have started 30 games at Power 5 level. These guys are dangerous. You know, they're moving the ball. You know, they're turning it over probably a little bit too much, and they're not scoring as many touchdowns in the red zone as they probably want to, which is preventing, you know, points. It's going to be a possession game. There's not going to be a ton of possessions. You know, it's going to resemble what Baylor looked like last week, I would assume. I expect a hard-fought game. We need to be excited to play, and we need to come playing with a ton of effort. I mean, these guys are dangerous, and they move the ball. So it's going to be a challenge.
Kind of on the flip side, how do you feel about your group in the backfield, how they're running the ball as you head into this game?
Yeah, good. I thought, you know, I was just happy to see Tony come out and get involved in the second half. You know, he's had such a good attitude. You know, was the kind of the guy against Rice and then got hurt and just hasn't got it back. Has maintained being positive. You know, Parker's got a bright future. We all know that. And, you know, he's got explosion and got loose a couple of times. You know, Stacy Sneed's a multi-purpose guy that didn't have a great game. Had a great week of practice, but for whatever reason didn't have a very good game. We got to get him going too. But with those 3, I feel very good about.
Dana, this time of year, you want to be playing meaningful football games in terms of your goals. You're in that position, considering everything that this team's gone through. You know, what does that?
Huge. That's big. I mean, that's a big win. We all knew it. I mean, you brought it up a week ago at this time. You know, it was a big win for our team. It was a big week for our team. We got a road win. I'm very proud of that. This week, it's about getting to 5-5. Man, we excited about playing Cincinnati. We got a lot of history with these guys. You know, another home game, TDECU Stadium at 6 o'clock. Excited about that. Get the 5-5. We all know that bowl game is within reach. Okay, that's not the goal this week. We can't get bowl eligible this week, but we can get the 5-5. And it's a game that matters to a lot of people. And so we need to show improvement and be excited about playing and line up and try to beat the Bearcats. Thanks so much, Coach. All right, appreciate y'all.